Hi everyone, Tim here with TC Home Inspections. Today's topic is tips when buying waterfront property. Well, as an inspection company, we have performed thousands of inspections for our clients when looking at buying homes located on a body of water. And so there's a couple of really important things that you should really know about before you buy that property. As an inspection company, our number one concern is water and water intrusion in our environment. There's nothing even close to water that can impact a home. When water rises and lowers itself, it can change the dynamic of the waterfront properties. When it freezes and water expands, it can put undue pressure on foundation walls. So all these things must be further evaluated and understood. So the first thing we look at when we inspect a property on waterfront is we want to make sure the soil is secure between the property and the body of water. And a couple things that you can do is when you see that property and when you do your walkthrough, look at that water frontage and make sure, number one, there is a substantial, secure ground cover between the house and that body of water so that that soil is going to be static, it's going to remain where it needs to be. The other thing you can look for is large trees and large shrubs with a good root system. Make sure that those are in place. If possible, make sure they're in good condition, they're not diseased or dying, because anytime you have a large tree that dies, and if the soil is compromised in any way due to the fact that that tree is no longer healthy, it can change the dynamic of that waterfront. So make sure, number one, you have a ground cover. If there are any trees, they're in good condition. Now, if you think about the home on a waterfront, water can impact that, like I said, quite drastically. And so it doesn't matter to us as an inspection company if it's on a slab, a crawl space, or a basement. All of those structures can be negatively impacted by a high water table or water intrusion. So when you have those properties evaluated by a professional inspection company, make sure they're dry. A couple tools that we use for water intrusion are infrared cameras to make sure that there's no water intrusion coming through the envelope of that house. And also we use moisture meters to back up any reading that we might find that's positive with the infrared camera. So two tools that we use that are very important to evaluate a property for water intrusion. And those are tools that every inspection company should use. The other thing to be aware of is sometimes it's just simply impossible to keep the water out of the foundational areas. And it doesn't mean it's a bad home if that was to occur, but there must be some way, some system in place that can eject that water from the property. And one of those systems is called a water containment system. It is a very common system in our service area, and it's basically a system that allows water to come into the property. It allows that water to get to a certain level, and then an ejection pump system will pump that water out of the property. And so I'm talking about basements, crawl spaces, those kind of systems. They have a water containment system, and they actually will allow the water come in and reduce the hydrostatic pressure by letting the water come in and then ejecting the water outward. Those systems are fine as long as they're properly installed and properly maintained. So those are just a few tips on water intrusion, what you should know before you buy a waterfront property. If you have any additional questions, give us a call at TC Home Inspections. We'd be happy to help, and I'll see you on the next video.